Let's just finish off our segment on UK politics. And of course, I wanted to flag up with the audience the fact that we don't even know to whom Keir Starmer is actually loyal. It may be Israel, maybe it's a completely different set of people. Let's hear what he had to say about Davos.
Let us just ask you quickly, you have to choose now between Davos or Westminster?
Davos.
Why?
Because Westminster is too constrained, and it's closed, and we're not having meaning. Once you get out of Westminster, whether it's Davos or anywhere else, you actually engage with people that you can see working with in the future. Westminster is just a tribal shouting place.
So he's not going to set to and clear up the mess that's politics, British politics in Westminster, and make it work. He's simply going to walk away to his rich friends in Davos and play with that team of people. So what he's really saying is absolutely no loyalty to UK whatsoever. And it's in his own words. But if we really want to understand the power base around politicians in UK and indeed other places in the Western world, let's have a look at this clip going back to the UK column some years ago, where Mike Robinson is talking about the Remembrancer.
All right. But when you go and look at the City of London website and actually read what it says here, the current Remembrancer is Paul Double. The Remembrancer is one of the city's 4 law officers, and the office is responsible for the maintenance and protection of the city's constitution. It is the city's parliamentary agent and the parliamentary agent for the Honourable the Irish Society, and the city's chief of protocol. The office was created in 1571. In its early years, it was closely allied to the monarch and the court. And this is reflected in some of its functions today, which include liaison between the city and the royal households. The office acts as a channel of communication between Parliament and the city. So it's a channel of communication between Parliament and the city. In the contemporary context, this means day-to-day examination of parliamentary business, including examination of and briefing on proposed legislation and amendments to it. So the Wikipedia article says that they get no rights to look at legislation before it is made public, yet the website says that they get to examine parliamentary business, including examination of and briefing on proposed legislation and amendments to it, regular liaison with the select committees of both houses, and contact with officials in government departments detailing with parliamentary bills. Liaison is also maintained with the City Office in Brussels and other member states' permanent representations in relation to draft EU legislation. So here we see the relationship between the City of London, which is the most corrupt organisation, or at least place on the planet perhaps, and its relationship with parliamentary legislative process in Britain, but not just in Britain, in the European Union as well.
So there we are, the City of London, direct influence, even before Parliament has made decisions, it's there influencing what happens in the best interests of the financial interests of the City of London. Let's have a look at the second part of that clip.
And Lucas in 2013 called for the Remembrancer to be expelled from the House of Commons, and she wrote to John Bercow, who's the Speaker, asking him to consider removing the Remembrancer from the floor of the House and to end the Remembrancer's privileges to view legislation during the drafting process. The House of Commons Library then advised that the Remembrancer's privilege access to the House of Commons is not given by legislation, is under the total control of the Speaker, but the Speaker has done absolutely nothing to remove this insidious lobbying.
So it couldn't be more clear. Who's pulling the strings of power? Well, of course, it's the people who control the money, either through the global business interests of the City of London and or by the people who fund the parties themselves. But just to end this clip, I want to say to the audience once again, if you can't understand what political words or statements mean, and this is particularly important as we run up to the election, try considering them in light of the concept that the words mean the exact opposite of what they appear to mean, or try considering the words in light of the concept that we're being attacked by our own government. I'll end the segment there, and